Can a relationship survive cheating? Now listen, before you answer too quickly, there has been some relationships that has survived infidelity. There's some relationships that has not survived infidelity, and there's some relationships that have thrived after the fidelity. Now, the question is not, can the relationship live after infidelity? The question really should be, what has to die in order for this relationship to work?
Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out, brother.
What's going on, family? You guys are so amazing. It's your boy, Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS the podcast. I'm coming to you on the day. You already know. Can a relationship survive infidelity? I want to talk to you real fast. You already know this is AOS Inspires Love and Logic, the podcast where we talk all things relationships. And on today, I don't want to shortchange it. I don't want to short step it. I really want to get into the nit and gritty of this thing because there's so many relationships that battle with infidelity, that have dealt with infidelity some way, somehow. And I want to give you some practical tools how you can rebound and get back on the playing field that you need to be on. Now, I want to say this before we get started. There's some relationships that would never rebound. I mean, like, let's really be talking. You did them dirty. You did them dirt ball. You did them dirt McGirt. But it bothers me this, too. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say something really that's going to sting. It bothers me that some men cheat, and then they want the woman to forgive and give them grace. But if the woman cheats, you come back and be like, nah, I'm done. You give no grace. I have an issue with that. Right now, I have an issue with you cheating altogether. I think that you ought to be upfront with the person. Like, if there's something in the relationship that needs to change, we need to sit down and have this dialogue, have this conversation. There's something that's not going right. And it's crazy because I'm being honest. I understand how some women and some men can push people away to make you want to cheat. I get that. But the action itself is not, because that's an excuse. Oh, you made me cheat. Because you made a conscious decision and a conscious effort to do what you did, to do the act. And listen, we not playing it over here, because it bothers me because they say, oh, they made me cheat. No, can't nobody make you cheat. Now, somebody can push your feelings to maybe want to step out and experience something else. I get that part. I understand, right? Feelings are feelings. But when those feelings translate to actions, that's solely up to you, man. That's on you. Ladies, fellas, that's on you. I got 4 points. I'll be out your way. Here is, watch this. These are 4 major points that I believe that will really help every relationship out that's saying, listen, I'm in a place where infidelity has taken place. I want this thing to get better. How can we go about this thing? I think one thing that we need to take into consideration is trust must be rebuilt, not requested. That's a major one, because so many people, let's really be honest, those that have ever dealt with a cheating situation, like, you can't request, right, the relationship to be better. No. I can't just say, hey, listen, you should trust me. No. Did you know what you just did last week? I caught it in your phone, and I'm the type of person, I don't look through your phone. It was just right there, and I just picked it up and like, hold on, what's this? Like, that was a way that God gave me a sign, like, listen, you need to watch yourself, because there's some things going on behind your back, right? Trust must be rebuilt, not requested. Don't request for me to trust you again after you did me dirty. Vice versa, ladies. Listen, you done did the man dirty. Now, I'm going to say this too. I'm going to put this plug in there. It bothers me that, ladies, you need this guy, but here it is, you're going to mess around on him. And you need this guy. Most guys that you cheat with will not, catch me now, most guys, I'm not saying all, there's some situations that is, but most guys, ladies, that you cheat with will not take you serious. Now, there's a remnant, depending on what you bring to the table, what qualities that you have that he values. But most situations that I've seen, when you cheat with another dude, right, especially when you have a good guy, he's not going to take you seriously. And you can take this to the bank. The way that the relationship starts will be how the relationship keeps on going. I'm going to give this fine point. I can't stand when guys meet women that's barely dressed, right? You do your thing, but that's barely dressed. And now you guys get into a deep, committed relationship. Now you have all the issues in the world because she's wearing skimpy clothes. Hold on, bro. That's how you met her. right? Now, I get it, progression, I get it, growth, I understand all that stuff. But you can't expect something out of her that's not in her, right? When you first met her, because evidently there was something about her that attracted you to her about the way that she was carrying herself, right? But now you're taking her seriously. Like, hold on, my ladies don't wear stuff like that. Nah, bruh. Nah, that's crazy. So point number one was trust must be rebuilt, not requested. Number two, accountability must replace excuses. Now, this is what I like to tell them. Fellas don't like this too much, because when there's infidelity in the relationship, you got to hold some accountability for yourself. I don't want to hear, nah, I ain't giving you my phone. Nope, no, you better turn that phone over. If that makes, I'm gonna tell you this, it bothers me when people decide to say, you know what, I try to make this thing work. But the person that cheated is given prerequisites. Oh, no, this is not what I'm going to do. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing, no, you don't have no say so for nothing if you want to stay. Like, if you want to stay in this relationship, no, you don't have no say so. You got to go with the flow. If I say, let me see that phone, let me see that phone. And if you say no, then the relationship is done. I'm not coming back. And ladies, you need to stand 10 toes down. Fellas, you need to stand 10 toes down. If I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, can a relationship work if there's infidelity and you guys come back together and talk about this thing? Can it work? Yes. In some instances, yes. But there's some people that feel like, no, if you come to the table and say, man, I apologize, but this is the reason why I did it, and you just come up with so many excuses on why you cheated, leave them alone. Whether it's a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. Leave them alone. Move on. Right? Don't cheat and then come to the table and say, I cheated because you did this, or you started treating me like this, or you wasn't giving me enough of this, or you start. No, don't come with excuses. You need to come to the table with apologies and saying, you know what, I need to do better, period. Like, I messed up. I apologize. And that bothers me so much, because so many people, they blame you for why they cheated. Nah, bro, that was your actions, sis. That was your actions, bro. That was your actions. You made the decision to step out there and do whatever it is that you did, and you got caught. So you got to hold yourself accountable. Stop making excuses. Hold yourself accountable. Where are you at? I'm here. I'm going here after here. Listen, if you know that you have a good person and you cheated on them, I need you to break that thing down. I'm going here. I'm doing this. When I leave here, I'm going to give you a call. Matter of fact, when I get here, I'm going to FaceTime you. Why? It's not that you're a simp. It's not that he's trying to control you, ladies, but you need to be at a place of mercy to say, you know what? I'm trying to win your trust back. Like, I messed up. I breached the contract. Let me win your trust back. Many of you are not at a position where you're being humble, right? It bothers me for people that cheat and don't want to be humble, right? Until they leave, then you cry. No, don't cry. No, it's done. All right, let's move to point 3. Both people must decide to fight for the relationship. I can't stand a person that cheat and that's arrogant at the same time. No, we both got to fight for this thing. If you see value in her and she sees value in him, no matter who cheated, we got to come down and sit down and talk, because both of us must decide that we're going to fight for this relationship. Most times it's the person that didn't cheat that's fighting for the relationship. And I'm gonna tell you this: in a relationship, there's power wars, right? And I'm not talking about when people cheat. I'm talking about in a healthy relationship, there's power wars. There's people that have there's one person that has the power and one person doesn't have the power. But in a relationship, when infidelity is involved, there's no such thing as I got the power, you don't have the power. No, ain't no such thing. The person who didn't cheat has all the power, and you should submit to that person. Period. Don't just mess around with somebody and think, hey, listen, I'm gonna do what I do. No. You're not gonna just do what you do. No. Accountability must replace excuses. And both people must decide to fight for the relationship. Period. Point blank, period. All right, number 4, I'm done. Healing takes longer than the affair took. I'm gonna say that again, because that was a good one. Healing takes longer than the affair took. In other words, the healing process is going to take much longer than how long they cheated. So if they cheated, I'm not saying that you can calculate the same. Like, if they cheated for 2 years, it's going to take me 2 years to heal. It may not, but it may. I'm just saying. But I want you to understand that intricate part, that healing takes longer than what the affair took. They cheated for 3, 4, 5 years. It may take 10 years for them to fully heal. But whatever, listen to me clearly and I'm gone. Whatever it takes, you need to be woman, you need to be man enough to step up to the plate and say, whatever makes you comfortable, this is what I'm gonna do. Why? Because I messed up. I made a decision. Yes, I had a feeling. Yes, whatever happened. That doesn't matter. I did something that breached the contract of our relationship. And this is the thing too, I don't think a lot of people take into consideration. When you step out and cheat, you can bring something back home. You can bring an STD home quickly. Because you can't trust the person that you're cheating with to say, nah, I ain't messing with nobody. Yes, I'm using protection. You don't know. Y'all cheating. Whatever you're doing, you're cheating. Your side piece is based upon a lie, period. Why? Because they're going to show you the best qualities of them. It's all a lie. So, I mean, that's what I need you to do. Sometimes the healing is longer than the affair. Sometimes it works like that. But I need, whatever it is that you do, I need you to get to the place where you're holding yourself accountable, point blank, period. And I want to let you know, like, if you really listen to these 4 points that I mentioned, yes, there are some relationships that can champion this and win. But no matter who you are, you got to stick to the plan and, make sure that you see this thing all the way through. Family, I love you guys to life. Be great.
Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out, brother.